You just got home and your kids want a new game. Do you check the rating on that game or do you just trust their word? Let me tell you about a Switch game right now that's #1, but isn't necessarily a kid's game. Would you want your kid to play this game? Let me know, because I'm about to show you how crazy it can get. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Chosen, and I'm back with another video, but we doing something a little different. As most of y'all know, I do music, I do behind the scenes, I do unboxings and everything like that. But another thing that you may not know about me, I'm a huge gamer. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. Like I said, there are ratings to this stuff, man. There's this thing called the ESRB, and what that is pretty much, it's these people who give the games ratings. And if you're not paying attention, you could end up buying your kid a mature rated game when they're only at the age of 10. The first one is EC, that's early childhood. Early childhood is usually from 0 to 3. Then you got E. E is for everybody. EA Sports. Anyway, E is for everybody. So that means that anybody, any age could play it. Then you got E10, which is, anybody from the age of 10 and over. Then you got T. T is 14. So that's anybody 13 and above. So that's when you kind of start to get a little bit into your, crazy games. Whereas though you got some, maybe you have some violence in there, a little bit of language in there, maybe a little blood, but nothing too crazy. But then you got M. M is rated for mature. So what they're asking, or what they're actually appealing to, is anyone that's 17 and older. These is when it can get a little crazy. That's when you're talking about the nudity, you're talking about, guns all over the place, drugs, sex, all of that stuff like that. And it just recently started getting really bad where they started putting nudity into it. So be careful. Then you got AO. AO is really adults only. Now, I haven't seen any games like that. I think they had probably one since I've been a gamer, and I think they switched it back. AO is usually for your 18 and above. So why do I bring that up? It's because the game I'm talking about right now is rated T for teen, and it's actually the #1 selling game on Nintendo Switch right now. But I don't think you want your kid to be playing this. It's called Cult of the Lamb. Now, Cult of the Lamb is basically a game where, you know what? I'm gonna let the video do the talking, and then we can talk about it after. Cue that video.
You are the mighty lamb in Massive Monster and Devolver Digital's Cult of the Lamb. Saved from sacrifice by the one who waits, you're compelled to repay the dead by creating a cult in their name. So, here's a few tips on how to start your very first cult. Step 1. Grow your flock. Go crusading into the lands of the old faith to find new followers and defeat the false prophets. Back home, indoctrinate your new followers into the cult. Name them, change their form, and learn what makes them unique. Choose your doctrine to set the rules of your cult. Draw power from your followers by giving daily sermons and watch their faith grow. Step 2. Satisfy the faithful. As the mighty lamb, you have to tend to your flock. Lead them, feed them, and build your small community into a thriving woodland cult. Throw a grand feast, shower them with gifts, or maybe marry a follower. Keep your flock happy and your shrines will shine with their devotion. If the needs of your followers are not met, however, they will begin to lose faith. Step 3. Cleanse the non-believers. Unhappy followers will rise against you and try to persuade the others to leave the cult. Will you gently re-educate them in the ways of the Lamb, or perform dark rituals and sacrifice them to the gods? It's up to you what kind of cult leader you become. Starting a cult is no easy ride. You'll scavenge for resources and battle heretics, but righteous victory will be yours. So guide your flock, grow your power, and spread the word of the Lamb.
So that was crazy, right? You can't tell me that wasn't crazy. So let's talk about that game. It's beyond demonic. It was actually very disturbing to me when I found out that game was #1. Like I said, I'm a gamer, so I kind of follow up on games, and I seen a little bit of a preview of this, and I was like, man, that's kind of crazy. But when I found out it went #1, I was like, dude, I gotta say something, because we got kids out here who's trying to get this stuff. So my job right now as a gamer is to equip the parents. That's the whole reason why I'm doing this video. So let's talk about it. It's rated T for teen. T meaning, of course, anybody 13 and over can go to the store and purchase this game as long as they got money to do it. How can you prevent this? Well, one thing that you can do is you can check what games your kids are playing. If they say, hey, I'm playing this game, and you ask them what the name of the game is, you know, ask them to see the screen too. Let me see it. Let me see what you're doing in that game. That's one way you can check behind them. Number 2, you can look up the game yourself. Ask them the name of the game, type it in Google. Google will pull it up, look at some videos on YouTube, and find out if that's a game that you really want your kid to be playing. Because this Cult of the Lamb thing, I guarantee you, it's not what you want your kids to be playing. It has so much occult stuff in it. You got the all-seeing eye in there, which is the, you know, the eye that's in the middle of the head and everything like that. Then you got the cross that's upside down. You got them sacrificing other characters in the game if they're not doing exactly what you want to the other gods. You got them trying to reform the other characters in the game if they're not listening to you. Then you got them performing rituals, demonic occult rituals. And if you look on there, the biggest sign that is demonic outside of the whole, you know, monsters popping out of the ground and, you know, all of that stuff is the pentagram that's like sitting right there in your face. Like this game is seriously beyond demonic, and I'm surprised that it even got as far. Like I would expect a game like this to be honestly rated M. It looks like something that your kids will watch on TV. That's what's really gonna appeal to them. They're gonna see the colors, they're gonna see the bright colors, they're gonna see the little characters that look like something from off of Rick and Morty, and they're gonna be like, oh, let's do this, or something that's off of Adventure Time, and they're gonna be like, oh, let's get this game. That's how they're appealing to these kids. And if we're not aware as parents and as especially as older gamers, like our kids are just gonna get succumbed to the whole darkness of this world. Like it's already dark. You think about the music industry, you think about some of the cartoons that are kind of just really raunchy nowadays, and now it's just coming into the video game scene. Not like it wasn't already there, but yeah, man, it's getting bad. So definitely make sure that you're paying attention to what it is that these kids are playing. Ask them to show you, because the thing about a Switch is if you got the regular Switch that can be docked, you can have them play it on the screen, and they have to show you at this point. And if you see something you don't like, take it away. Us as believers, we already know that the enemy is after our kids. So we have to be extra vigilant. Be sure that you know what they're doing. Pray over your kids. Explain to your kids why this stuff is just not acceptable. Let them know. They need to know. And I'm not just going to give you a problem with the game without giving you solutions. So my solution is get them another game. What's a good substitute to this game, Chosen? Well, one is called Stardew Valley. In that game, it has the same type of, you know, situation where as though you're building something. You're actually building a farm, and it's actually really fun. Believe me, I'm not gonna give you something that's just kind of rinky-dink. Stardew Valley was actually a really good game. You can pretty much go around, you build a farm, you can build a family and everything like that. If you want to go on adventures, they have little swords and stuff like that, so you can go out there and, you know, fight some little monsters that are around. Nothing too crazy, I promise you, it's nothing too crazy. And then you can build up your house. Another game that you could do, or that they could do, and is actually still very popular, is Minecraft. Minecraft, you're pretty much your own world. I've seen people build elaborate houses. There are animals around there, and now they have these expansions where they're like whole adventures that you can go on. That's my take on Cult of the Lamb. Please share this video. If you don't share any of my other videos, man, I implore you, show somebody this video. If we just let this sit idly by, then we're just as wrong as the person who made it. For us to know right and to still do the wrong thing, that's sin. Let's have a conversation about this. Let's talk about how you feel about it. Will you let your kids buy this game? And if you will let your kids buy this game, you know, let's talk about why. Do you think they should be exposed to this type of stuff? Do you think it's okay to bring that type of stuff inside your house? Like, I want to know. Let's politic. And if you don't think your kids should have this, let's talk about that too. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Share. Please. And hit that bell for notifications too, because I'm going to start doing this more. I want to be able to equip the parents so that they can know when they hear a name of the game, they're like, oh, I heard about that game. I seen about that game. I don't think that's a game for you to play. So you already know what it is. It's your boy Chosen. Be mindful, be aware, be vigilant. I'm out.